Hello, everyone. How are you today? Today, we're going to be talking about fate and free will. I'm Kelly Lee Sappenfield. I'm a fifth generation metaphysician, soul evolution coach, speaker, and author. And today, as we speak about fate and free will, I want you to think about this. Most people think it's either one or the other, right? You either have fate and you believe in fate, or you believe in free will. I'm going to challenge you on that because it's not an and or, it is an and. And what do I mean by that? You have both fate and free will. When you came forth in this lifetime, you set contracts with your guides and angels and with the divine energy that this is what you were going to accomplish. This is what you wanted to learn. This is how you wanted to grow your soul's vibrational level in this lifetime. And by doing that, you set forth the people that you would need to come in contact with, people you would teach, the people who would teach you. You set fate points to make sure you accomplished those contracts you set forth in this lifetime. And that is your fate, those contracts. Now, trust me, there have been times I've been talking to my peeps and I've been like, excuse me, can we rearrange and renegotiate this contract? Because what we set forth when we're in spirit isn't what we think we set forth as a human. And we're like, hey, I don't like this. Or, hey, I'm tired of this. But we set forth those things for specific reasons. So you have your fate points, those points along your journey in this lifetime that are going to happen no matter what. Okay? So you go from fate point to fate point, from blah, 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 I'm getting tongue-tied, fate point to fate point to fate point throughout your journey in this life. Here's the key. It's your free will that takes you from point to point. And what I mean by that is you get to decide, okay, this is what I set forth to do, but what path am I going to take along the way? And that's where those forks in the road come up. And sometimes those forks aren't just two-pronged. Sometimes they may have 6, 7, 8 prongs in them, and you're like, what do I do? And you may be like, I know I'm supposed to be a healer, or I know I'm supposed to be a teacher, or I know I'm supposed to be a doctor. Whatever it is, it's that free will that gets you there. You're still going to hit your fate points. The difference is which path you take along the way. And so people will be like, well, in relationships, I may be dating 2 different people and I don't know which one to decide on which way to go. Well, if it's that iffy, that means it's a fork in the road. It means those 2 people are going to lead you to a fate point. It's how they're going to lead you to it. And sometimes we pick the path of least resistance with our free will, and sometimes we pick the path that is the bumpiest, curviest, hilliest, U-turn, sharp right turn, sharp left turn path that we can ever imagine. That is our free will. Our free will is us being able to decide, now that we're in human form, how we're going to learn those lessons, teach those lessons, heal, help others heal, and raise our soul vibration. Now, I've done it both ways. I much prefer taking the road of less resistance than the other road. I've done both. And sometimes we do it unconsciously. We choose that pathway of our free will and we're doing it unconsciously. instead of doing it consciously. So when an opportunity comes up, maybe we ignore it. And maybe that was the opportunity of a path of least resistance. But it didn't look like we thought it was supposed to look like, or feel like we thought it was supposed to feel like, or maybe it scared us a little, so we didn't go down that road. We didn't take that opportunity. We didn't pick up that phone when that person called, right? And instead, and when we do that, we're unconsciously saying, no, I'll stay on the path I'm on. Well, a lot of times when we do that and we go, I'll stay on the path I'm on, that's the harder path. So think about it like a tree. You start out, you're born, it's the trunk. You're going forward. All of a sudden, you start getting branches, and those branches get branches, and those branches get branches, right? But what are they all doing? They're all leading back to that main trunk that keeps just growing and growing and growing and having more branches off of it. But the energy in that tree, what does it do? It keeps coming back to that branch, trunk. It keeps coming back. It keeps coming back at different points, because as it grows and as it matures, it has different points for that energy to come back to. And that's the same thing. You have fate points. It's up to you to choose through your free will how you'll navigate through those fate points. And sometimes those fate points are you were set out to do something specifically, and you keep pushing it off and pushing it off and pushing it off and making that road harder and harder and harder through your free will, because you know you're supposed to do something, but you don't want to do it, or you're afraid to do it, or the circle of people around you wouldn't approve of you doing it, or the community you're in. Take it out a little bit further. Well, what would they say if I did that? Right? We come up with a lot of excuses when it comes to not doing what we set out to do. But we're going to hit those fate points one way or the other. Just like me. I was sheltering who I was, the metaphysician, the daughter, granddaughter, and on of spiritual teachers and psychic mediums. I was sheltering that and hiding that for years. And I kept getting sicker and sicker, and my health kept deteriorating and deteriorating. And by the time I was in my mid 30s, I literally died on the table. And my guides and angels on the other side going, hey, what are you doing? You set out in this lifetime to be this person, and you're supposed to do these things, and you're not doing them. We keep trying to show you if you do this, if you do that. But instead, I was ignoring those things, and I had the greatest excuse in the world. I was a mother of a young son in a small, very conservative town. And if I came out to be the true me, he would get all the blowback. That was my excuse. I worked it well. And I was the homeroom mother. I volunteered at the schools. I even worked for a while at his middle school when he was in middle school. I did all of that stuff. And I gave all my energy to him instead of any energy at all to who I was supposed to be. And all I did was kept getting sicker and sicker, and my health kept going down. And I started getting all these side effects because of the drugs they had me on. And every turn, I was shown opportunities to turn it around, to turn it around, turn it around. And I'm like, no, I can't do that. I can't do that because of my son. I can't do that because of my husband's work. If my son's excuse didn't fit into play, right? We'll find another one, right? But let me tell you, having gone down both pathways, the easy way and the hard way, I much prefer going down the path of free will, the easy way. And sometimes, yeah, we need people to help us. And sometimes we can do it on our own. And a lot of times, though, Spirit gives us the people that we need along our pathway. But are we needing them at that particular time to rock us to our core because we're not listening and we need a major wake-up call? Or do we meet them along the way and they are a co-creator with us, helping us move us forward? Well, it depends on how you're going down that pathway and what your energy is. So when you're going from fate point to fate point to fate point to fate point, fate point, I'm being tongue-tied a lot today. You start that from one fate point, you start that option. Where are you going to go? How are you going to do? Are you going to listen to your intuition? Are you going to listen to the signs and the directions and the opportunities that are given to you and take that easy path? Are you going to seek the help you need and the guidance you need? For me, after I came out of the hospital in 2005, I started seeking the people. And I'm like, okay, peeps, bring them. I'm paying attention now. Bring me the people I need on this path so that I can heal, so that I can go forward and no more of this hard path. I'm taking the easy road. And everyone I needed, be it healers, be it new friends, be it taking a class, whatever it was, learning about food, all started coming towards me. That was so much easier and so much happier and so much more fulfilled. How many of you don't feel fulfilled? And a part of that is because probably you're sequestering down who you're here to be, just like I was. And you're like, something in my life's not working. And then Spirit usually uses the area or two that they know they can get your most attention with to make you wake up and start, hey, why don't you take the easy road for a change? I know you have free will, but seriously, why don't you take the easy road for a change? And there's a lot of people out there that don't want to admit free will exists because that means they're responsible. They're responsible for the choice they make, hard road or easy road. And I hate to say it, if you're one of those people, but yes, you are responsible for whichever road you take. That is your free will. But you're going to hit those fate points. And those fate points can be absolutely life devastating events, or they can be absolute life affirming, wondrous, glorious events. A lot of that depends on how you got there. Because if you slam up against a fate point and you've taken the hard road, then Spirit needs to come in and say, okay, they chose to learn this lesson or to teach this lesson or heal this the hard way. Or they can say, hey, they took the easy road, they're listening. So that when we hit this fate point, they're going to learn it and move on, and it's going to be smooth sailing. And if you wonder how Spirit talks to you, What area of your life do you keep circling around? Is it finances? They're up, they're down, they're up, they're down. Is it health? Is it your spirituality, your career, your relationships, how you treat your self relationship? Think about the different areas of your life, and then think about the ones that, oh, I got this one. Oh, I don't have this one. This one is a reoccurring issue in my life. A lot of people, it's relationships. I know people that have been married 4 or 5 times. I'm like, honey, you're the common denominator here. It's your lessons you're not learning. It's your lessons you're not teaching. It's your healing, karmic healing that you need to do that you're not doing. But when we realize that we have the fate points and we have the free will, you can start today. You can start right now and say, okay, peeps, I got free will of this and I don't like the road I chosen before unconsciously. I want to switch paths consciously. Show me the way. And then pay attention and act upon it. Because you can state it, but if you don't act upon it, then you're going to stay on the exact same road you're on. It's a highway with multiple different types of roads. It's up to you which road you take. But think about it just like if you were going from New York City to LA, you're going to hit certain cities along the way, right? But how you get from city to city is up to you. It's the same thing. I hope this helps you understand that we have both fate and free will. It's not an either or. And then I hope you kind of take stock. Okay, what areas of my life am I clearly going down the hard road on? And then ask your peeps for help. And if that help comes in the form of somebody else coming along the way to show you guidance, let's say it's finances, maybe it's a financial instructor, maybe it's a class, maybe it's a financial coach, maybe it's a health coach, maybe it's a dietitian, maybe it's a healer or a shaman, or maybe it's just you declaring it's time for you to take the easy road and you need to step out of your own way. And it may be scary as all get out, but I promise you, it may be a little bumpy going in that interchange from road to road, from the hard path to the easy path. You may have a little bumpiness in the transition, but once you get on that other easy path, it's kind of like getting on the Autobahn. You can just fly, pretty much. I really hope this helps. I hope you understand the difference, but how you have both. And it's up to you. And you can't get mad when those fate points happen because guess what? You wrote the contract. You decided upon them. Now, I understand, like I said earlier, perfectly well, that sometimes we're like, what were we thinking? But we set them out and we're here to live them. And we're here to live first and foremost for ourselves. There's an old saying, you can't pour from an empty cup. You can't. But we take care of everyone else and we make sure their needs are met and everything else. And then we save ourselves to last. And you know what happens? We can't take care of anybody. I couldn't take care of anybody from a hospital bed. I couldn't take care of anybody for the year before that when I was laid up in bed. you have to fill your vessel first. So do it by choosing through free will to take the easy path. Trust me. If you're fortunate enough that you've been taking the easy path and you've never gone down a hard road, first off, I want to hear from you because I've never met anyone that hasn't gone down one hard road at least. But second, just think about it. Think about those hard times you've had and look back, and you'll notice the missed opportunities you had to go on the easy road. So from now on, take the easy road when it comes to free will. Listen to your guides, listen to your intuition, listen for the signs and the sparks of inspiration. And when someone starts to say, "What do you think you're doing? Who do you think you are?" and starts naysaying you in the process, ignore them. And if it's someone you feel you can't ignore, like a parent or one of your children, if they're grown, or something, someone in a close proximity like that, you can be very polite and say, "Thank you. I hear your concerns, but this is something I have to do. This is something that my soul is requiring me to do. And I want your support. And if I can't have your support, I understand that if you don't agree with me, but I'm doing it anyway." And sometimes that conversation is one of the hardest conversations that we can have as an adult, is telling those people that we love that are close around us that basically to keep their quote unquote good opinions to themselves. They live their life. You're going to live your life. You wish them nothing but the best, and you hope they wish you nothing but the best. But when we stand up and we claim our path and we claim through free will the easy road, it's worth it. Trust me, it's very, very much worth it. And if you want some help or you want to talk about this a little bit further, I'm going to put in the comments a link for a free 30-minute session with me. And all you have to do is click on this link. If I can get it to work, there it goes. And you can schedule a free 30-minute appointment with me and we can talk about this further. And we can talk about where are you on your free will highway? And where do you want to change? What road are you ready to get off on? And what road are you ready to get on? In the meantime, I hope you have a fabulous evening and I will talk to you soon. In the meantime, expect miracles. Bye-bye.